Sustainable Alternatives to Wood Frame Construction by Sam Crowley and Jackson Ely. What is sustainability? Sustainability is the avoidance of the depletion of natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance. Different types of framing. Light frame construction uses smaller and more closely spaced beams for support. Heavy frame construction uses mortise and tenon joints or metal plates instead of nails for joining beams. Platform/Western frame construction have support posts called studs that run from the bottom of one story to the top of that story. Balloon frame construction have studs from the height of the building from the floor to where the roof begins. Brace frame construction is done by adding a support to the studs so that the building doesn't sway side to side. This helps in hurricanes and tornadoes. And expedient frame construction is a much wider concept of framing that includes subcategories such as salvage framing and wood substitutes.
So the primary sustainable alternatives to wood frame construction are engineered wood, steel, solid masonry, ICFs, SIPs, and bamboo. The advantages of engineered wood frames are that they use every part of a tree, which means they cut less trees, and then they're easy to work with. The disadvantages are just that they're less aesthetically pleasing. For strength, they're stronger than solid lumber. For maintenance, they can warp or split, and the cost is $4.50 to $16 per square foot. The R value of engineered lumber is 10 per square inch. For moisture control, it withstands rain, but not flooding. For noise resistance, it's significantly better than regular lumber. The impact on environment, it's efficient, but it does not release harmful chemicals. For steel frame, the advantages are versatility, safety, and easy fabrication. The disadvantages are they require supplementary wood components. And for strength, it maintains a stronger weight bearing than wood. For maintenance, there's rust prevention, and the cost is $9.50 to $11 per square foot. For temp control, it's negligible. Moisture control, it's immune if treated. Noise resistance, it's worse than masonry. And the impact on the environment is that it releases CO2 during production. For solid masonry frame, the advantages are a greater lifespan, resale value, and a compressive load. The disadvantages is that they need special transportation, cannot be worked with in the rain, and needs tons of planning. For strength, it has a good lifespan, durability, resistance, and load. For maintenance, it's basically just fixing cracks. The cost is $27 to $37 per square foot. The temp control is an R value of brick is about 2.25 per square inch. Moisture control, it's cracks in the mortar, resulting in spalling. For noise resistance, it's great at blocking noise pollution. The impact on environment, it releases CO2, but only reusable materials, natural and abundant. Strong walls are some of the advantages, also with extreme energy efficiency, and it saves money on material costs. If you want to.
Yeah. And then for insulated concrete forms, the disadvantages are it doesn't work well in cold climates and it's very expensive. The strength is it has really good durability and is stronger than wood and requires very little upkeep. It requires specialized labor, which makes it more expensive than usual frames. The temperature control is it's greatly reduced fluctuations in the temperature due to its thickness. The moisture control is since it's so tightly compact, it will keep water out unless there are cracks. The noise resistance, since the sandwich of materials is so thick that it creates a sound barrier, so little noise gets in. And the impact it has on the environment is since it preserves the temperatures in the house, it allows less energy to be used. For SIPs, the advantages are that they are very flexible and can be manufactured off-site and then brought to the site that they need it at. Disadvantages are that it's very hard to find the experienced workers that create this kind of framing. The strength is 6 times stronger than simple timber frame, and it lasts about 60 years, so it requires very little upkeep. The cost is around $8 to $10 per square foot. They offer an R value of around 11 for temperature control. And for moisture control, you need to build additional airflow sources if you want to keep the moisture at a minimum. And noise resistance is it allows very little noise in because of how thick the material is. And the impact it has on the environment is it reduces energy use in the house and greenhouse gases. Lastly, we have the bamboo frame, which is extremely fast growing and easy to cut and install. Some downsides to this is that it's very susceptible to deterioration, and you must import it from other countries because the US doesn't have a climate you can grow it in. Strength is it comes in at a 1380 on the Jenka hardness scale, which is harder than oak and ash wood. And you can treat it naturally, but manufacturers usually use harmful chemicals to treat it. It costs around $2 to $4 per square foot, and the temperature control is very similar to wood. The R value is around 0.96 per square inch. The moisture control is very similar to wood, if not worse, but when it's growing, it does help soil retain water. The noise resistance is it can really easily travel through this material, and the impact it has on the environment is it reduces the CO2 in the environment because of how much it absorbs before it is cut.